All right.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we're going to talk with Solee.
Hello.
Solee, you've got a YouTube channel called Solee's Adventure,
I do.
and
We'll
you
plug
also
that.
have what is it? Woodcraft and Wizardry.
Woodcraft and Wizardry is my Instagram, and I think my Facebook. It gets a bit confusing when you have so many different things. I think Solee Stagbeetle will show you up on most of them as well.
And also the books.
And I've got books under Solee Stagbeetle as
Yes, which are what's the name of the books? We got the Good Mage.
well. The Good Mage Consequences, and the Good Mage as All Things End.
And we also have you have a children book called the Maliwong.
March of the Mallywongs, but I think it's only available special purchase through me. So,
Yeah. Now, and the pictures we're looking at while we're having this conversation is of Solee's woodwork. So that's what you're looking at while we're talking. And today we're talking about forgiveness. And Solee, what do you have to say about forgiveness?
Well, in my own personal repertoire of forgiveness, I find the hardest person to forgive is yourself.
Yes.
Usually you're blaming yourself for something that's irrelevant in anyone else's eyes, but it's generally relevant a lot longer in your own eyes. So for my own sake, when I think about forgiveness, it's about forgiving yourself.
So what do you do? Like, how do you do it? What's your approach?
Time's about my best approach. I'm not very good at forgiveness. I'm really good at blaming myself. I'm not good at forgiving myself yet, but it's a work in progress. As I said, I don't know a great deal on the subject of forgiveness, other than how difficult it can be.
So when you manage to forgive yourself on certain occasions, do you feel like you've done any particular, I don't know, work on yourself, or you it was conscious, or you feel that suddenly you felt like you managed to forgive yourself and you actually didn't consciously do
I
it?
think it's a little bit of both. There's definitely work involved in self-reflection and that sort of thing, but sometimes it's just your consciousness or your subconsciousness has to work through whatever it is you're blaming yourself on. So I'd say both of those.
So when you got to that point and you feel that, okay, you forgive yourself for something, do you feel like you sometimes have to go back and remind yourself again about that, or once you forgive yourself for a certain thing, that's it, you don't have to visit it again? What do you think? Like,
usually you get past that point. You don't have to keep dwelling on it, but there is some things where I might go back and rethink about it, and then I have to remind myself that it's already done and past, and I have forgiven myself for it. And
there's no layers of it, like maybe you forgive yourself for one sort of part of it or one aspect, and then you discover there's another aspect in the whole series, and then you go, oh, hang on a minute, or it's not working like that.
Depends on the circumstances, but yeah, I suppose that's about right. Sometimes it's not as simple as one thing to forgive yourself about. Of course, a lot of this is relationship based and that sort of thing. So yeah, there's definitely different layers in that.
So have you got any sort of what do you call it? Something you could tell other people, your suggestions of something they could do for self-forgiveness, or some sort of what do you call that? Ideas, or
I think in a big part of it, if you're only blaming yourself and no one else is blaming you, it is time to get past situations. But in my experience, it's not as easy as saying I'm ready to. It's fine. There's usually a reason why it's stuck in your mind. As I said, I don't know much on forgiveness. I'm not very good at forgiveness. Not when it comes to myself. I can forgive other people very easily, but self-forgiveness is it's a difficult one for me. So,
yeah. And when you forgive other people, that's much easier. You're saying?
Oh, much easier.
Yeah.
I think it's because the way I always blame myself is I am responsible for my own actions. I'm not responsible for anyone else's. So if I've done something wrong, it's much easier to blame myself because I know I could have done it differently. Whereas with someone else, that's their own thing. I have no control over that.
Thank you, Solee. I really appreciate that little talk.
No problem.
And this is going to be a 3-part conversations, because I wanted to take an idea or to have a conversation with someone else about forgiveness. So I choose Solee because he's very insightful for many things, and it's sometimes important to see other people's struggle or thoughts about forgiveness. And my next one will be a talk with Eliyahu, which probably will be much more learning, I think. Eliyahu is different in the way he thinks. And then we'll have another one which I suppose, come with my own thoughts. So it's 3 days of thinking and talking about forgiveness. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it gives you something to think about, maybe something to share with someone else, something to help grow within yourself. Lots a lot, you guys. And thank you, Solee.
No problem. See you guys.